Over the next decade, we need to double the size of our grid, radically change the way we move goods and people, rethink how we power our homes, and build the critical infrastructure to decarbonize our economy. Entrepreneurs have a key role to play in California's energy transition, and the CalSEED program provides them access to the funds, networks, and training they need to not only innovate and develop solutions that are cleaner, more sustainable, and regenerative, but to do this in a way that benefits the 100%.
In order to reach the clean energy transition that we're really trying to get to, 100% clean energy, significant GHG emission reduction goals, we're going to need a lot of new technologies developed and scaled and really deployed throughout the state and the country. And so that really starts at the early stage. There's so many innovations happening all across the state at universities, at national labs, in people's basements. California is famous for having this really robust culture, Silicon Valley here that we're part of. And so we need that same level of entrepreneurship and innovation tackling the clean energy challenge that we have so that we can get new technologies to replace fossil fuel using technologies and really, help us transition into a clean energy economy. The state is really interested in supporting these early stage companies. A lot of times innovations coming out of, universities or national labs or just early stage concepts, they need a little bit of help kind of getting to that stage where they could show a private investor that, hey, there's actually something there that's worth investing. And it takes a little bit of kind of concept development, kind of proving out a scientific principle or proving out that something is more than just theoretical, for example. And so, as the state, we're really interested in kind of giving those small companies and those individuals a little bit of a boost to kind of get them that first step in to really, like I said, showing that initial proof of concept so that it can really set them up for success down the road.
CalSEED is the California Sustainable Energy Entrepreneur Development Program, and its main objective is to fund super early stage clean energy startups. And we do this with grant funding, and we partner with a number of really great organizations that provide a lot of support to the entrepreneurs coming through the program. There are two big things that inspired the need for CalSEED. One is that what we see in the research space is there's a lot of funding for really early stage kind of academic research for brand new innovations. And then there's a lot of money for kind of de-risk technology that's really ready to go to market. But there's a lot of things that need to happen in between that really early stage research and getting something to market. You need to build a prototype, you need to test it, you need to demonstrate it out in the world. And so the goal of this funding is really to fill in the funding gap between that early stage research and the commercialization funding that's ready to go to market.
So Department of Energy's Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory is a strategic partner to the CalSEED program, and we offered scientific and technical expertise to the selection process for the CalSEED applications, and our subject matter experts kind of weighed in on the eligible technologies and the subcategories and the categories that were selected for the CalSEED cohorts. And the way we did it was that it had to be aligned with the objectives of decarbonization and electrification for CalSEED as well as for the EPIC program. Also technologies that had the potential to create great impact upon commercialization through the innovation ecosystem, as well as technologies that would, again, help with the decarbonization pathway while lowering costs as well as greater reliability.
Traditionally, the clean energy industry has not been as representative. And so I think that programs like CalSEED really provide an opportunity for companies to be more inclusive from the very beginning and to give diverse entrepreneurs the opportunity to be able to get support, resources, and community to build their products and build their companies in ways that deliver maximum benefits to communities.
We provide basic business training for these startup companies. Many of the recipients are technologists by nature, or they have never had a chance to look at the business side of things. And so sending them to the Clean Tech Open will help them learn the new business skills and how to form a company.
I love the CalSEED program. They're really geared toward early stage entrepreneurs. They're not putting tons and tons of red tape on you as an entrepreneur. They're really just trying to enable you, to give you the resources, to the network, the opportunities, the visibility to allow you to test your new idea and to allow it to flourish.
We were super grateful to the CalSEED program at Antora because they were one of our earliest supporters. We were a very small company with very few resources and very little credibility. CalSEED believed in the idea that we were building and funded us, and that funding was critical to our development.
Energy transition is really going to take deployment of kind of technologies and strategies and just a whole plethora of innovative kind of strategies. We're talking about a transformation of our entire economy, the way we transport goods, the way we power our buildings and our lives. And so to do that in a zero emission and a clean manner is going to take innovations and new technologies. And so CalSEED fits a really special niche because it targets early stage companies. And so we're allowed to cast a really wide net because we don't exactly know where the innovations are. And so a program like this is so unique in that we are able to cast a wide net, take the best that come out of it, and that sets them up for success, again, kind of through that journey and that valley of scaling and deployment.